at this tempo all the time, right? So let's go to a different groove. Let's go to a Latin groove, all right? And let's just go on D minor. And just give it to be something like this.
Sick.
Because this kind of groove requires your rhythmic integrity, the energy you play, to be a lot more pulled together, right? So let's try some solos with that. Why don't we do this? Let's trade 16 bars. I'll do 16. Come on up here. And we'll just trade 16s, and then we'll trade 8s, and then we'll do 4s. Look at groove established first. 1, 2, 1. What I really dug, when you came up, did you hear that he took the last lick that I played and he started his solo off with that same lick? That was great. And what it told me was that you were sitting there, and you're right here, and you stepped right in, and you went for it. You, on the other hand, were here, he finished his solo, and you took 1, 2, 3, and then you started to play. And so did you. I want you guys to realize that it is an amazing gift to play music and to get to play a solo. It's like nothing else on earth. I want you standing up there like you can't wait to get up to this microphone. You know, that's what you want. You know, all the real accomplished players, they got that fire in their belly. You got to find it. And you know what? What you need to realize is sometimes you're going to come up here and you're going to stick it up. And sometimes you're going to be amazing. There's always going to be somebody way better than you, and always going to be somebody way worse than you. You are, but there's nobody. There's going to be nobody just like you, you know. And so that's what your job is, to find who I am as a person and as a musician, right? And that's why I wanted everyone to come up to the front of the theater and commit to being at this clinic. And when you come to the microphone, I want you to commit to playing your solo, right? All right? Because you know what? Life is too short. We are not guaranteed that we're going to leave this building today, right?
Oh, sure.
Play your solo as if it's the last time you're going to touch this instrument. That's the key, right? So let's do it again, right? And this time we're going to do 8 bars. 8 bars each, right? And listen to the guy before you and pick up the musical thread from where he was, right? The last thing he did, take it off like you were the same voice. Okay, here we go. listening to one another and playing with commitment. And and that's really half the battle. When you make a mistake, here's another thing. If you're in the band and you make a mistake, I don't want to see anybody going. I got guys in my band, if they feel like they didn't play very well, and I introduce them, ladies and gentlemen, such and such, and they're like, and they don't acknowledge the audience, that's just really stupid, right? The audience never knows when you make a bad mistake. They really don't. So maybe some few of them do, but most of them don't. So if you don't clue them into it, it's not going to be a problem. And plus, it's bad form for you to be on stage performing, and airing your emotional distress. Do it off stage, Do it the next day when you practice the licks so you don't make the same mistake twice. By the way, the other thing is, the Chabot jazz band, as good as they were, did you notice that I'm introducing them and nobody stood up? They're just like, kind of nodding. You gotta stand up, You gotta engage your audience, right? Promise me you'll stand up every time you introduce me now on. Promise. I didn't hear you. Promise. Promise me too, you'll stand up when you're introduced.
I promise.
Okay. You know what? It's more than just manners. It's kind of manners. It's also a little bit of, I don't want to call it showmanship because that's kind of got a negative connotation, but I got to tell you something. How many jazz and classical musicians did you see in the Grammys this year? How many? 0. You know what the marketplace share is for jazz in this country? It's like 3% and falling. Now, a lot of that is kind of there's no record stores left, and that a lot of people that are older haven't quite gotten used to buying jazz online, and a lot of people that are younger still feel okay with stealing the music. So that's part of the problem that's going on. But I think the problem has been gestating for a long time. And I'm not here to pick on Miles Davis, but in the days when he would turn his back to the audience and not announce the tunes of the soloist because he felt, that the music spoke for itself. The music was enough, you like me or you don't like me. And I think that jazz and classical musicians that have put jazz up on some kind of a pedestal and made it kind of too intellectual or something, has made it so we don't meet our audience halfway. There's got to be a way to meet your audience halfway, invite them into what you're doing, and don't dumb down your music. You don't have to do that, but I think that you can find little ways for the audience to understand what you're doing a little bit better. That's why, I'm walking out here trying to get to the edge of the stage to connect with people. It took me a lot of years to become comfortable doing that, But I think jazz musicians had better get a little more comfortable in doing that, or else we're going to watch this music go away in the span of your lifetime, certainly. I think that might happen. So, all right, we have a few more minutes.